Hello, welcome back to the 410. My name is Adrian, your host, and I have a special guest here for you today. Parlay Tay here on opening day. We're ready to get the job done. I'm telling you, our pick was good yesterday in the NBA. We're going to keep the train rolling here on the 410. Like I said, I brought some professional help in to get the job done here on the Sweet 16. No doubt we're going to make this thing happen here today. All right, before we get into the NBA action, don't forget K-Hill Electric on standby for any electrical needs, whether they be big, small. We're going to be able to make that thing happen for you with the best price in town. That's what they guaranteed me, y'all. Parlay Tay, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on the show today. Appreciate it. Happy to be here.
Hey, man, I definitely appreciate you being the first guest here on the 410, bringing that knowledge to the table. We need that Sweet 16 knowledge, man, so we can hit these parlays. So, I had to bring a professional in to make this thing happen. You feel me? So I definitely appreciate your time. All right, we're going to get right into the NBA action, Parlay Tay. I'm going to go through these picks. Like I said, last night, we had a great pick for them. Indiana plus that 1.5 was good. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. 76ers lost this game 119 to 114. Once again, not spending any time on Washington. Next game up was the Raptors going against the Nets. The Nets, of course, was my pick, but they let us down. You just never know what's going to happen in these games like this. It was 116 to 86. It was no game at all. Toronto ran away with this one. Next, Clippers took this game home 126 to 113. Of course, the Clippers were our pick yesterday, and that was good. Parlay Tay, we didn't do that bad last night. Did win this game 127, 117. Jokic, of course, my sister, she asked me, hey, you think the Joker's going to have a triple-double? I said, nah, he just came back. He's been out for 6. Of course, he had a triple-double right away. He's never playing any games, MVP of the league. And my goodness, what a disappointing showing they had last night. Kristaps Porzingis, he drops 30 on him. KD didn't get the job done. They weren't even close. Of course, Phoenix was my pick, plus that 3.5. That was absolutely no good. Of course, I got a lock for you again tonight. We've been rolling on our locks. If you haven't already, jump on the Discord, send that $10 to the Cash App. That's going to get you in, and you'll get plenty of parlays to play. I'm telling you, y'all, you got a couple more days left for next month hit, and that price is going up on that thing. I'm trying to tell you. All right. First game up tonight is going to be Cleveland going up against San Antonio. Of course, we already know San Antonio. They were playing okay when they were playing some okay teams, but now they're starting to play some real teams here. I don't think they're going to be able to hang around with Cleveland. Cleveland looks determined. I know Evan Mobley, he'll be out for Cleveland tonight, but it doesn't matter. I think they're going to get the job done here. Cleveland minus 14.5 is going to be my pick. Of course, I'm going to tag Parlay Tay in here today. Make sure we get his knowledge and his education here on these picks. Everything we can do to knock Vegas out of their box tonight, all right? Parlay Tay, who you got in Cleveland, San Antonio?
I'm going to concur with you on that one. The Spurs, they just got too many injuries, unfortunately, and the Cavs, they just rolling this year. So I'm going to go with the Cavs. I think they win by 20.
Okay, I can understand that for sure. All right, next game up is going to be the Magic going up against Dallas. Of course, Dallas undermanned AD. He may play tonight. We never sure with AD, but if AD plays, this could be a game. Unfortunately, I got to take Orlando minus the 6.5 in this game. I'm just not convinced about Dallas, even though, like I said, AD is back. Just never sure what exactly is going to show up down there in Dallas. Parlay Tay, what you got on this one?
Even though Street Clothes is back in the building and playing some basketball, I'm going to go with the Magic as well.
Okay, all right, I can understand that. I think Dallas may end up biting us on this one, though, Parlay Tay. I think they might bite it. All right, next game up, Indiana going up against Washington. Indiana, that's going to be my pick, minus the 13.5. I'm not even thinking about taking Washington anything else anymore this year, no doubt. Parlay Tay, what you got on this?
Indiana's been playing real well lately, especially in the second half. They've been closing games out. I don't think this one's going to be close. I mean, nobody can pick the Wizards right now.
I agree. That's why I'm staying all the way away from them. I can't deal with them anymore this year. Next game up is probably going to be a big game tonight, really close game. Two teams been playing really well. Going to be Miami going up against Atlanta. I think in this one right here, after the game the other night with Miami, the way they played, they looked like they found a little bit of mojo against Jimmy Butler. I think I'm going to take Miami minus this 1.5 tonight. Although Atlanta, like I said, have been playing really strong. I think I got to roll with Miami today. I think they back to trying to do something here after that losing streak they won. What you think about this one, Parlay Tay?
Yeah, Miami's at home, so I'm gonna swing with the home team. It is gonna be a close game. Both teams have been playing well, but give me Miami.
I feel like this was gonna bite us too, Parlay Tape. That's all right. We're gonna keep it rolling. Next game up is gonna be the Lakers going up against the Bulls. Of course, the other night the Bulls absolutely destroyed the Lakers, so I know they want some get back here. But however, the Bulls, the way they've been playing, there's just no way I can dismiss that. So, of course, Chicago to get some points at home. I gotta take Chicago plus. Now it's up to 4.5. I gotta take it, but I'm gonna tell you why it's up to 4.5 right now. It's because about 5 players on Chicago game time decisions. So you got Kobe White, Vucevic, all of them game time decisions. That's probably why the line looks like this. But until I see that they're not out, I got to take Chicago in the points. What you think, Parlay Tape?
All right, cool. We finally found one we disagreed on. I'm gonna take the Lakers. They're a weird team. They're either gonna show up and play like one of the best teams in the NBA, or they're gonna get blown out like they did the other night. I think they come to play tonight and they take the W.
All right, well, we're going to see what happens here. Like I said, they're coming off that big win against the Lakers the other night. We'll see if they can get some revenge tonight. All right, next game up is going to be the Grizzlies going up against the Thunder. This actually is going to be a lock again tonight. You know we're going to ride that OKC wave into the sunset, baby. OKC minus 10.5. Ja Morant's out for them again tonight. I don't see anything changing with OKC. They're marching towards their championship. We're going to roll with them minus this 10.5. Do you concur on this one, Parlay Tay?
I think so. I would tend to let's just bet SGA because his slip is green always.
I know that's right.
He's going to score 30. We know that. He got 20 points in 65 straight games. So 10.5 is a big number against a Memphis team that's trying to figure out how to get in their rank as far as the playoffs go. But just bet SGA because his slip is green always.
All right, so it sounds like SGA player props over 20 is absolutely a maxed out bet. No matter where you're at, looks like he's getting the job done every single game on that one. So hopefully the pick that we have tonight, OKC, our lock will be good, and we'll be showing up tomorrow with some more money. And then, of course, if you haven't already, jump on that Discord. It's going to be a nice parlay in there for you tonight to make some nice little bit of money there. Next game up is going to be Houston going up against Utah. Of course, I was back in Utah the other day, and then Memphis put 80 on them in the second half. So I'm very upset with them, so I'm not going with them tonight. I got to go with Houston minus the 13.5. I know Lauri Markkanen getting out for them. Keontae George is out for them. Jordan Collins is out for them. So who is playing for Utah exactly? So once again, Houston is the pick here. Parlay Tay, what you got here?
Houston been on fire lately. They moved up to set the second seed in the West. You got to go with Houston.
I agree. Next game up, Sacramento going up against Portland. Of course, Sacramento, they've been struggling. They're on a 4-game losing streak here. Portland, they've been playing pretty well here and there. But I think tonight Sacramento may try to get the job done. They're tired of losing. However, I got to take Portland plus the 6.5, being as though Sacramento on that losing streak. Parlay, Tay, what you got on this one?
Sacramento does play a little bit better at home. The Trailblazers don't play that well on the road. I'm going to go with Sacramento.
All right, Sacramento it is. All right, of course, big game tonight. Maryland going up against Florida. Sweet 16 action. You already know what my pick's going to be for this game. Of course, Mr. Queen, he hit that shot at the end of the game to get the job done against Colorado State. But we're going to need a bunch more of those shots tonight against Florida. Mr. Clayton Jr., he hasn't been playing around for Florida. So once again, Mr. Gillespie, Mr. Queen, you got to get the job done tonight. Maryland, they're getting a bunch of points here, 6.5. Maryland plus the 6.5 is my pick. But of course, I'm taking Maryland in the money line. What you got on this one, Parlay Tay?
I want to pick Maryland so bad, but I can't. I mean, if they can fix those few errors, maybe start out a little bit faster, and the guards need to rebound. We know Derek Queen and Reese is going to get the rebounds, but the guards have to hit the glass. It's super important. Clayton is going to get his. I think it's too big of a task to overcome. Look, Derek Queen, I think he's going to be a top 5 pick. He's a superstar. Florida's too strong. Unfortunately, I got to pick against the Terps.
Well, we're going to see what happens here in a bit. Of course, go Maryland. They're going to get this thing done. They're going to get this thing done tonight against Florida. Next game up is going to be BYU going up against Alabama. Of course, Alabama had a strong season all year, but I've been alluding to them big brothers out there in BYU. They got a dude named Igor on the team. So that means anytime they got a guy named Igor on the team, I got to take them plus 4.5. We're going to roll with it. It's going to be a tougher game than I think Alabama thinks they're going to be up against here. Like I said, BYU, they'll beat you up under the glass now. Parlay, Tay, what you got on this one?
I got Alabama in this one. Sears is that dude. Watch him. He's a fun guard to watch. They got Grant Nelson down low. They got a couple other people down low. I can tell you one thing is for sure. These two teams are run and gun and are going to score a lot of points. The over-under is 175.5. It's going to be a run and gun game. It's going to be a fun game to watch. But I think Alabama's got a little bit too much firepower for them and will prevail in the end.
All right, well, we're going to see how them big brothers from BYU get down against Alabama tonight. It looks like another little bonus pick here would be taking that 175.5 and the over in this game. Looks like they're going to push the tempo, so we see how that goes here. Next game up, another big game for me because I got them going all the way to the final in my bracket. Going to be Duke going up against Arizona. You know I'm a big Cooper Flag fan, so nothing's going to change tonight. Duke's been getting the job done against the spread for me, so I'm rolling with Duke minus this 9.5. I think Caleb Love and Arizona just ran into a different kind of beast tonight with Duke. Parlay, Tay, what you think about this one?
Caleb Love is one of my favorite players to watch. That dude can ball. I hope he makes it to the NBA. I think he will. But I'm going to go with Duke as well. They just got too many weapons for Arizona. They're just going to have everything perfect to happen for them to upset Duke. And I don't see that happening. I'm cool with Duke winning by more than 10.
Okay, yeah, perfect is right. That's what I think they're going to have to do to get the job done against Duke. That's for sure. Next game up is going to be Arkansas going against Texas Tech. Of course, Calipari. I don't know if Texas Tech is going to be able to stop these people now. They're getting a few points in this game, 5.5 to be exact. I definitely have to take Arkansas plus this 5.5, even though Texas Tech is a very good team here. Once again, Arkansas looks like they're bringing a little magic. Parlay, Tay, what you think about this one?
Another NBA star that you can watch in this game is JT Toppin. I got Arkansas covering the 5.5. They play very physical. They play very physical versus St. John's. That was a great game. It's going to be a great game. I'm not that upset that we don't have a mid-major. There's no big favorites. These are all good teams, and we're going to see some really good basketball coming up in these next couple of days. I got Arkansas plus the 5.5.
All right, I think they're going to keep it rolling too, man. But once again, like you said, all of these games are really, really quality games. We don't have any big Cinderellas in the mix here. We got big dogs playing here for the Sweet 16. I love it. All right, we're going to get into Friday's games as well, where I got Parlay Tay down here. I might as well pick his brain on some of these games. That way we'll be sharp going into the back end of the week here on the 410. First game up, Ole Miss going up against Michigan State. Like I said, Michigan State has been rolling all year. I don't see anything changing here. Tom Izzo with them. They're going to get to the Sweet 16. This is where things get a little dicey for them here. Ole Miss, SEC team, they've been very strong all year. But I got to take Michigan State minus the 3.5. Parlay Tay, how you feeling about this one?
I'm conflicted on this one. I like that Ole Miss team. I watched them beat Tennessee in the SEC tournament. That kid Brakefield is a player to watch. He can just take over the game. I do like Michigan State. They got the two guards on their team that can go off. Michigan State is always involved in a close game. They don't blow nobody. It's just always going to be close. 3.5. I think they can take care of business though.
Okay, we're going to see if they get the job done. Once again, Michigan State, they've been doing pretty good covering the spread here, but these games are getting much tougher for them. Ole Miss been playing really strong. Next game up is going to be a big game here. Tennessee going up against Kentucky. My goodness, you can't get much bigger here. Tennessee's been playing well all year. Kentucky, they've been making a push here at the end of the year to really get the job done, getting to the championship. I think I have to take Kentucky plus the 4.5. I think this is going to be a dogfight here for the both of them. Parlay Tay, how you feeling about this one?
Got to take the points in this one. It's tough to beat a team 3 times. Kentucky's already beat Tennessee twice. Tennessee plays really good defense. It's going to be a good game. I got my man Kobe Bragg going off for Kentucky. I think Kentucky wins this game outright, actually, and does beat Tennessee 3 times in one season.
Well, you know what? It would be the second time in a row where they've been getting the points and they knock somebody off. Wouldn't be a bad bet. Maybe Kentucky in the money line is the play in this game. Next game up, of course, my vengeance is out for them. Auburn going up against Michigan. Every time I keep picking against Michigan, they keep on getting the job done. So, once again, what am I going to do today? I'm picking against Michigan. I want Auburn to beat Michigan by this 9.5, get the job done. Please, somebody get Michigan out the tournament because I'm scared of them because they already beat us in the Big Ten. I don't want to see them anymore this year. Parlay Tay, how you feel about that?
I keep saying Michigan's not good and they keep winning. I think they also got like this guy. He's the ugliest player in college basketball, and I think it just makes me not like them. But they got the two big 7-footers, but that's it. I don't really see a lot of firepower out of them. Auburn's really good. Watch my guy Broom, another NBA talent, and give me Auburn.
All right. We both have Auburn. I hope this one doesn't bite us tomorrow because Friday, because my goodness, I need to see the Wolverines out of this tournament. All right, last game up, coming up here in the Sweet 16. Going to be another big one. We have Houston going up against Purdue. Purdue, they found their footing here at the end of the year. Houston, they've been rolling along all year. I've been backing them all year. I'm not going to switch it up on them here. I got them going into the Final Four. I'm taking Houston minus this 8.5 to get the job done. Parlay Tay, tell me how you feel about this one.
Purdue's got two players, Kaufman Wren and Braden Smith. If you stop those guys, you stop Purdue. Can Houston and Kelvin Sampson get over that Sweet 16 curse? The last 2 years, they got knocked out of the Sweet 16 by an underdog team. I think they do get past it this year and go on and roll versus Purdue.
All right, Kelvin Sampson, you hear him. We need you to get down to the Elite 8. You need to stop getting knocked out here early in the tournament. Now, the track record is out on you now. Once again, our lock for the day is going to be OKC in the NBA. Don't worry about it. They rolling 7-0 against the spread. We're going to make it 8. Trying to tell you, we'll show up here tomorrow. Opening day for the Orioles. They delayed their game, so we had a couple extra minutes to get this in for you. I appreciate your time, everybody. Thank you again, once again, Parlay Tay, for coming in the building, joining the show. My goodness, if you haven't already, please like, share. You see it right here. Subscribe. We're going to keep it rolling here on the 410. Go Orioles. Get the job done in Toronto. We're going to see them here on the 31st right in town. Thanks again for your time. If you haven't already, say something to your family and friends. Check on them. Make sure they're okay. You never know when you're going to see them again. This is Adrian, Parlay Tay, on the 410.